Okay, now I think it's recording again. Hopefully this is working. Whatever. Grab your graphing calculator. Also grab your Chromebook. And we're going to go to desmos.com. Well, actually, you don't have to grab your Chromebook. I will just do this part. You just have your calculator. Okay, so we're going to look at number 6. So number 6 right now says determine the end behavior. So if you can look at number 6 while I'm loading this, determine the end behavior. So what is the degree, or what is the leading coefficient? The leading coefficient is what? Yes, so we are recording again. So we need to, you guys grab your graphing calculator, type in number 6. Sorry, Mrs. Black is getting a little flustered with this lack of technology working for me. So you guys type in number 6 to your graphing calculators. I'm going to type it in here so we can just have a couple different ways to look at it. Okay, so you've got it on your graphing calculator and I've got it on here, and you can see the difference, right, between your graphing calculator screen and this? Okay, so let's look first at end behavior. We know that the degree is odd, so they're going to say different words, and the leading coefficient is negative, so it's going to be what? Up what? Up, down. Good. Up, down. So next it wants us to find relative max and min. So I'm going to pause this for a second while you do that, but I'm going to walk you through it. So let's find this minimum first, okay? So I want you to round to the nearest hundredth. So if I click on this, you can see that the relative min should be negative 0.71, comma, negative 2.41. So how I want you to find this is you're going to take your graphing calculator and make sure this graph is on the screen. So type it into y equals, then hit zoom 6 or graph so you can see it. Next, we're going to do second trace, which is calculate. And if we're looking for this one, is it the min or the max? Min. So you're going to use number 3 for min. So then what you're going to do is you're going to find your little flashy guy wherever he is on your screen. You're going to move him down here. And notice on your calculator screen it says left bound. So you need to move it to the left. So over here somewhere, hit enter. Then it says right bound. So move your little flashy guy. Remember, you can only move him with the right and left arrow keys. Move him over here to the right, hit enter, and then it will say guess. So you could either go back here, go back to where you think it is and hit enter, or just hit enter again. And make sure on your screen it says minimum. If it doesn't say minimum, then it's not giving you the answer. Okay, so while we were paused, I had a couple questions that we probably should go over. So how do I make my window normal? You hit zoom 6. And then somebody asked, how do I make my window taller if I need to see something that's off the screen up top? So up top, we need to hit window and then go to Y max and make that a bigger number. That will make your window taller. So did everybody get this negative 0.71 and 2.41 as their relative min? Okay, now let's go find your relative max and let me click on it. So here's what your relative max should be. So you do about the same thing in your calculator, second trace, but this time you're going to pick maximum. Using your right and left arrow, move your little flashy guy up here. Remember, to the left needs to be over here somewhere. And then hit enter. To the right needs to be over here somewhere. Don't go too far away from him. And then after you get guess, press enter so it will calculate it for you. So please go find your relative maximum now. It says 0.71 and 0.41. Is that what you got on your calculator? Awesome. So make sure again that it says max before you write down the number. So can everybody grab that and write down their number? Okay. So now you see how this graph looks? Let's draw that on our paper. So let me switch screens. Hopefully we're still recording. I have no idea. And we're going to just draw this on our page. So the first part is doing what? What's the first part of our graph doing? Going up or down? Going down. It's decreasing, right? And then in the middle, it does what? Increases. It goes up. And then it goes back where again? Decrease again. So that's kind of our graph, correct? If the red is the red is decreasing and the green is increasing. Okay, so then from these relative min and relative max points, when I'm doing increasing and decreasing, because that's what I have to do next, give the intervals where it's increasing and decreasing. For increasing and decreasing, do I only care about x's or do I only care about y's? X's. So let's put those on here. So this one down here is the min. So its x value is negative 0.71. And then this one up here is the max. So its x value is positive 0.71. And I'm not writing the zeros. You can. I'm just not. Okay, so do you want to do increasing or decreasing first? For increasing and decreasing, which one do you want to do first? Increasing? Okay, I can't hear you. Decreasing. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys know my little trick. Do you remember my little trick? Okay. My little trick is that the left side is always going to be x is less than. The right side is always going to be x is greater than. And then if you have something in the middle, it's going to be it's going to be a number is less than x, which is less than another number. So it's going to be your smaller number is less than x, which is less than your bigger number. So can we use those kind of cheat codes to do this? Okay, so decreasing over here, if you put your pen on here and you follow it like a roller coaster, whee! So when you're going down, it's decreasing. And this is on the left side, correct? The left side. So it's going to be x is less than, and then it's less than whichever x value I get to first. So what's the x value I got to first? Negative 0.71. Good. Okay, and then in the middle, it increases, correct? It increases. So here, it's between these two x values, between them. So how do I say the x is between these two numbers? Yep, which one do you start with? The one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the left, because it's how you read. Negative 0.71 is less than x, which is less than 0.71. But then we have this chunk over here. What do we do for this chunk over here? Is it increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. And it's on the right side, so its x is greater than. Which x value is this one touching? 0.71 or negative 0.71? 0.71. So that's how we do increasing and decreasing. Okay, next one. So go ahead and type that in your calculator and do Zoom 6 to graph it. And I'll put it over here on Desmos so we can see a different version. And this, I don't know, I just like the way Desmos does this. It's a little more clear. Ooh, somebody said it's a parabola. How do you know it's a parabola? Because it's squared. Yeah, when it's squared, it's a parabola. I can't zoom out to make it something that it's not.
Oh, yeah, that's what I kept trying to do.
So it's a parabola, and we know that because it's squared. It will be that squiggle thing that we just had if it's cubed, but this one is squared. So let's talk about end behavior. What's the end behavior? Up and up. Yep, up and up. So now we need to find the relative max and the relative min. Which one do we have? There's no relative max. You're correct. So we just have a relative min. So can you find that? So how do we do that? Second, and then what? Second trace, and we press what for min? 3 for min. Then go, use your flashing arrow flasher guy to go to the left of it, press enter, and then go to the right of it and press enter, and the guess we don't care about. What does it need to say on your screen? What does it need to say on your screen before it's correct? What? Minimum. Does it say minimum? What'd you get for the minimum?
1, 2.
1, 2?
Yeah.
1.00000. Okay.
1, 1.
1. Okay. What did you get? 0.99999. Okay, round it. You got 1.00006. Okay. Round it to 1. Okay, round it to 1. Also remember that you need to look for those E's. Remember that thing where there was a really long number and then at the end it was like E -6? That's just 0. So if you have any of those where it's a really long number, make sure to look clear to the end and see if there's an E. Okay, relative min. Relative min is, this. So let's graph it. If we graph it, it goes like this, and then it goes like that, correct? So for increasing and decreasing, what's the only part of the 1, 2 that we care about?
1.
The 1. So I want you to pause this and try to do increasing and decreasing on your own. Okay, who feels confident that they have decreasing? What is it? Tell me.
X is less than 1.
X is less than 1. Who feels confident that they have increasing? What is it? X is greater than 1. It's kind of a lot simpler when it's only a parabola, right? Yeah, don't zoom out when it's x squared because it's just a parabola. Okay, back to Desmos real quick, and I want to just show you a couple things because we used to do like this activity, and now we don't anymore, and it kind of just sets you up for what we're going to do next. So let's go back to this last one. Okay, so this was number, is this number 6? Did I type that in right? No. Negative. Ugh.
2x.
Got it. Negative 2x
Plus 3x.
plus 3x. I had all sorts of stuff in the wrong. Nope, that's not even a thing. Now I'm really messing this up. Done dust up, Aaron. You didn't mess up, I did.
So black.
Buh. Okay. No, I don't. Oh my gosh!
You're recording.
I am still recording. Sorry!
Well.
This is going to be the jankiest video ever. Okay, so I just want to point out some stuff. Desmos is actually a really nice tool because, like you saw, I can just click on stuff and it'll tell me what it is. So, like, it tells me this relative max right here, and it could also tell me the relative min right here. I could also click on it to see the x-intercepts. Notice x-intercepts always have y values of 0. See how it has 3 x-intercepts? So if you were factoring, you would have 3 answers. It can also show you your y-intercept. What do you notice about the equation and the y-intercept? Where's the y-intercept on the equation? It's the last number, yeah. What's your question?
Can we use this on the test?
No, you can't use this on your test.
Okay.
Okay? You have to know how to use your graphing calculator. Okay? But I just wanted to point out some stuff to you that's kind of nice on Desmos, that you can use it just as another tool when you're working. Okay, so back to this, and hopefully we're still recording because that box is off my screen, so I have no idea. Let's flip it over. What do we got next? Find the real solution. Ooh. Find the real solutions. But what does it say to do it by how? Graphing calculator. Yay. Good thing we already have that out. So we're going to type it into our graphing calculator.
Which one was this?
This is number 8.
What? Notes.
I have no idea what notes. Let me see them. 5-2B maybe?
This one?
Yep, 5-2B, I believe. Is that what it is? Okay, type it into your graphing calculator. I'll show you how to do it. So you don't need it. So type it into your graphing calculator. Let me get a little light on this subject. Is that better? Ooh, maybe it's worse. I don't know. Okay, after you type it in, you hit what to see it? Zoom 6 or what? Graph. Okay, so can we see these pretty well? What are we looking for when it says find the solutions? What does that mean? The zeros, and they are also called on the graph the what? X-intercepts. So we're looking for that one there, and this one over here. I like this little pointer finger guy. It cracks me up. So to do this, we need to hit second calc, and then this time we're looking for zeros, correct? So number 2. Now we're going to use our right and left arrows. So this one, I want to look, can we first find this one clear over here to the left?
Yes.
Okay, so on this one, left, so I go to it, and then when it says left bound, hit the left arrow again and see where your little flashy guy goes. So mine goes underneath, so that must be the left. So then I hit enter. Where would the right be? Above. So go just above the x-axis, and then hit enter. It says guess. You can't read it, but it does. I don't want to guess, so I'm just going to hit enter again. And it says -1, 0. Did you guys get that? Okay. So our first 0 is -1, 0. So my second 0 would be this one right here. So I do the same thing. Second, trace, number 2. Use the right and left arrows to get close to it. And then since it says left bound, I'm going to press which arrow? Left. So on this one, left is above the x-axis. So sometimes left is above, sometimes left is below. You don't know until you get there, and then press left. Then hit enter. Then press right until you cross the x-axis. Enter 2 times. And I got 0, 0. Did you guys get 0, 0? Did anybody get a really long number with an E of negative something at the end? Not on this one? Okay. did. Okay. You did on the second number? This was a.
On number 9.
Oh, no. We're not on number 9 yet. Slow your roll. Second calc, 2 again. Go over to this guy. There it is. Okay, hit left, which this time is below. Enter. Right until I cross the x-axis. Enter, enter. This one is 30. So make sure you can get those. If you cannot get those, go see your Algebra 2 teacher or come see Mrs. Black, and I will help you figure out how to work your calculator.
What if I don't know my Algebra 2 teachers?
If you don't know who your Algebra 2 teacher is, then we have other issues. Stop being a brat while I'm recording. But it's fun. Okay, number 9. Click that one in. What shape is this going to be? Parabola. How do we know? X squared. So hit graph or hit zoom 9. Not zoom 9, zoom 6. Okay, then on this one, same thing. Second trace, 0. Go to it. Hit left, enter. Hit right until you cross the x-axis. Enter, enter. 1.440. And then same thing for the other side. It makes sound effects when it travels on my calculator. Left is below this time, and right is above. And I clicked it just a few more times just to make sure it crossed. So 5.560. Okay, so here's one of those ones on the screen I wanted to show you. See how it says E and then a negative number? That just means 0. E and a negative number. So this means there's 12 zeros and then a 1. So it's 0.0000000000001. So we round that to 0. Okay, what questions do we have? So on this next one, which is probably the last one we're going to do today. So a student claims that this function is a 4th degree polynomial with end behavior down, down. What is wrong with this statement? Okay, so let's break this up. So first they say it is a 4th degree polynomial. Where do we find the degree? Where do we find the degree? The highest exponent. So is it a 4th degree polynomial? So that's true. But then it says its end behavior is down, down. So it said, what is wrong with this statement? So if this part, the 4th degree part, is right, there must be something wrong with this down, down part.
4th degree polynomial is not right. That's the number of terms. The degree is a quadratic.
Quartic. Okay, you're right. Thank you. Okay, so it's 4th degree, but we call that a quartic. So this should be a quartic. A quartic trinomial. But then they say the end behavior is down, down. Is the end behavior down, down? No? Why not? The leading coefficient is positive. So what's the end behavior? Yep. Is up, up. Okay, we're going to stop there for today. And we will pick up tomorrow. Hopefully I can figure out how to make this stop now. No.